Well, leaving behind the corporate world to start a new career can be a daunting thought, but Jodi Cottle took the leap, saying goodbye to the rat race and going out her own, and it paid off. She now runs one of Australia's most successful franchises.
Her experience has become the ultimate guide for people starting out in business. Her book is called The Pocket MBA, and we're delighted to have Jodi join us now from the Gold Coast.
Hey, Jodi.
Good morning to you, Jodi. Tell us, what inspired you to first leave the corporate world?
Oh, good morning, guys, and thank you so much for having me, first of all. Look, I think when I had my son, that started me thinking about making changes, at least, in the corporate world, and, you know, changing it so I could leave the office at 4 and be home to pick him up from daycare, and that was when he was younger. But I had a bit of work that I had to do in the Gold Coast, and obviously I've since moved here. And when I was doing that work, I guess I just saw how a lot of other people lived. You know, the balance was very much on the lifestyle as opposed to work. And I didn't quite realise it at the time, but when I was within corporate. But you know, a lot of my identity and my life was wrapped up in my job and my career, and you know, it was quite all-consuming, really.
Yeah, if you can work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us about some of the lifestyle shifts that you've made since making this leap.
Yep, sure. I guess I'm out of the rat race of that 9 to 5, and I do pick my own hours now, so I'm not, I often sort of pump through my work in early mornings and have the rest of the day free. And it's not to say I don't put in the hours, you do, you just, you have complete control of that. And you know, I just sort of got to walk away a little bit from a lot of the challenges that often women in business face. They're quite unique to women in business. And, you know, leaving behind things like the gender pay gap and, you know, the other challenges that we face, you know, the discrimination when you become a mother, that sort of thing can happen as well. And I'm certainly not the only one that's happened to. That's quite far and wide. And, you know, just being able to be there for my son's school activities, and, you know, when they win an award at assembly, and you know, not having to ask anyone to go to those important special events. You know, you only get to do it once, so well, look, you know, it's been an important shift.
A lot of people at home will be thinking, this sounds right for me, but it's easier said than done. So what are some of the biggest things that people need to consider before making a huge career change like that?
I think just establish what's really important to you. You know, if it is that flexibility, or, you know, for me it was about really establishing what my values were. You know, I really love, you know, having fun, and I'm quite an authentic, what you see is what you get, and, you know, high trust, and, you know, understood all of those things. So then when I made that move into sort of what I ended up buying a franchise, you know, I ended up employing people like that were since, you know, really empowered to run the clinic. And that's, you know, it was the initial stages was, you know, a lot of hard slog. So you've got to make sure you've got capacity for that first 18 months, I suppose, to actually put in the effort to build the right team, and then you know, have a set of goals that you want to make sure that you're hitting, and small milestones along the way. But yeah, that's sort of it in a nutshell.
Absolutely, and there's more of those nutshells in your book. It comes out on the 30th of June. Jodi, thanks for being on the show. Jodi. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
God, can we just say, it looks perfect on the Gold Coast right now? I mean, that's selling it, isn't it?